What is up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of season 2 of Madrid Talk PH. My name is Alan, and I'll be your host today. So, holy cow, it's 2021. Can you guys believe it? First of
Yes.
all, first of all, I'm wishing everybody here Happy New Year and
Yeah, same to you, man.
New Year, and hopefully, may our team win all the trophies we possibly can. But anyways, welcome to Madrid Talk PH, an online event where the members of our Peña can talk about the current surrounding news that surround the news for our team, Real Madrid. So it only has been 1 week in the new year, and the good thing is there's a lot of things already to talk about. So for this episode, we have a couple of topics to discuss. First is the Sergio Ramos contract extension, and after that, we can discuss the details of the current weather in Spain. Maybe we could ask Mikey about the weather updates and the Liga fiasco forcing Real Madrid to fly and not postponing the match. I think this should be a fairly quick episode, but let's see where our discussion brings us. So let's start with our first topic, Sergio Ramos. So I am curious to ask, what are your takes for the contract extension talks? So just to put some context, Real Madrid gave two contract options for Sergio Ramos. The first option was to extend him for another year with the same salary, and the second option was to extend him for 2 years, but at 10% reduced salary, and he denied both of them. So yeah, let me start with our vice president, Patrick. What are your thoughts on this?
Wow. Gulat ako agad. Anyway, um, regarding Sergio Ramos contract, I think syempre marami naman na siya nilaro sa team natin, marami naman siyang tinulong. Of course, somehow gusto niya rin ng raise kahit paano. Wala naman siguro ng tao na gusto na ganun yung salary. Even I think Lucas Vasquez is also not happy with the contract na ino-offer sa kanya. I think siguro few increase kasi 2 years na lang siguro. And I hope as for now, i-accept niya muna yung 10% na reduction sa salary niya. Yun lang. Thank you.
Yeah, pero pa, 'di ba? We have a pandemic right now, and I don't think it's maybe the right time to ask for a an increase in salary, huh? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Me personally, I don't think it's the right time to ask a an increase in salary. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We don't know what's going on in Sergio Ramos' head.
Baka,
Omar,
baka, okay,
Oh, sorry.
baka okay naman sila. But yung Spanish media kasi alam nyo naman, minsan walang
I
masulat.
know. Understand. But yeah. Let me call Omar. Hey, Omar. What are your
Uh,
thoughts with Sergio Ramos and his contract
uh,
renewal?
it's tough, It's happening every season. It happened last season. And uh, yun din yung sabi ni Pat na may nagaganap ng kung gusto nila ng increase. May nabasa akong isa na they want na ayaw nila ng pay cut kasi bakit ka magpapa-pay cut kung may pambili ka kay Mbappe? Kung kasama sa plano mo si Mbappe next season, kasama si Haaland sa plano mo next season, I don't know kung syempre iba naman yung budget doon or ano. Pero yun kasi yung pinaglalaban ng ibang players. They rejected and uh, a pay cut kasi bakit ka magpapa-pay cut kung may pambili ka sa mga superstar. So gusto nila sila na may priority kasi nag-giveaway naman sila last season. Hindi bumili yung club this season ng ano. And ayun, if Ramos won't renew, then it is what it is. Wala tayong magagawa. And ayun nga, gaya nga rin sinabi ko kanina umaga, ay si Pau Torres as a replacement. But we'll see, we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough, and you know, yeah. Well, Owen, what do you think, Owen? Do you
Mahirap
think it's
din yun.
do you think it's a bluff for Sergio Ramos, or is he really considering leaving Real Madrid?
Ay naku, di
And
natin alam ng isip ng mga yan, eh. Actually mahirap nga, tama nga kasi nasa panahon nga ng, COVID so budget-wise, then siyempre nagtitipid sila tapos siyempre according sa performance din nila, malalaki naman ang naibigay nila so parang bakit ko ibababa yung, ano 'to, fee. Mahirap yung ano, yung panahon ngayon na ano. Pero buti nga si ano, eh, si ano, si Luka nga, eh, okey lang, eh, 'no? Sabi nga natin sana all. Mahirap yung ano ngayon, kalagayan ngayon for Ramos and Vasquez. Ah, pero puwede rin siya mag-bluff, kaya Ramos pa.
yeah, I think like what Pat said, I think we need to treat our current players much better than
Hmm,
to those players who are just new to the club, right? Right, right, Owen.
parang parang kung ako, 'di muna ako bibili ng players. Pa-prioritize muna natin yung mga present players, 'yun. Para siyempre ma-meet nila yung needs din nila, 'yun.
True, true, yeah, yeah, and yeah. So
May, may,
I'm
um, uh, mas okay na increasean si Ramos than buying Alaba, and Alaba is asking for what? 200
12, 12,
200,000 a week, diba?
uh,
Mm,
yeah.
totoo.
12
That's
million
Yeah,
a year
yeah.
yung ano niya.
That's true.
yun
Oh
lang.
yeah, but yeah, that's good. A segue. Going to David Alaba. So reports of Alaba signing with Real Madrid is a so-called done deal, reported by a lot of uh top tier uh news outlets, or yeah, or yeah, some like people in the news in Madrid. They say that Alaba is a done deal. So yeah, yung nga sabi ni Pat, he's requesting for 10 million salary, and that equates to about 200,000 euros a week. So Alaba, despite being having Filipino blood, should we sign him? Uh, Alvin, despite Alaba, having that Pinoy flair,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
Pinoy blood in him.
yeah.
I,
Uh,
is it
well,
a no-brainer to sign him? I mean, being a
oh my God.
Filipino.
Oh my God, you have no idea how upset I am in signing Alaba, you know. I you know, give it when may I connect it with yung situation ni Sergio Ramos, no. So, we see Sergio Ramos rejecting those proposals of him extending his contract with the club. And wala I mean, we're in the middle of pandemic, so I think reasonable naman yung mga contracts na ino-offer sa kanya. What I don't understand really is that, do we really need to sign, such players like Alaba with that kind of money, and given the financial constraints that we have, and these players that we have like Sergio Ramos of all people rejecting these proposals. We're spending, like millions of money, then all of a sudden they're rejecting the contracts we are offering these players. So parang hindi nila deserve yon. We should have, prioritized our players more than, signing new play. I don't know. Probably siguro Florentino Perez is just seizing the opportunity, but I just don't understand really. That's a big money on Alaba, and I understand that it's like Pinoy pride or something. He's half Filipino, but it's not really that. You know, I think we should prioritize players right now. Yeah, that's in our club right now rather than signing new players. I think we can wait naman sa totoo lang kasi we have big transfer targets like I think bigger than Alaba like Haaland, Mbappe, and maybe Kamavinga later. So we don't know. I hope if this COVID will subside in in effect for like months in end months for the coming months. Hopefully mag-subside na yung effect ng COVID sa finances ng club, then maybe we can consider signing new players. But right now, we should treat our players like they're our most valuable players like Sergio Ramos. My goodness, So really, if it's a done deal with Alaba, then and so be it. But you know, personally, I don't agree with that. Are we lacking like an attacking threat in our left backs? Alaba is a left back, right? So I don't know. Maybe we can lose potentially some players with this signing. Who knows? So so that's my take on that.
Cool, cool. Thanks, Alvin. Let
Yeah.
me let me call on Gid. Hey, Gid.
Uh,
So we're talking about Sergio Ramos and his contract renewal. So what are your thoughts on that?
New contract.
They gave him two
In there,
options. One year same extend with Roma Madrid for 1 year, same salary, or and a 2 year with reduced 10% of his salary. And he both rejected them. So what are your thoughts on that? Despite being he's turning 35 years old this year. 35 years old. So what are your thoughts, buddy?
well, he's a true Madridista, man, rejecting the contract. So, wala na masasabi dyan kasi, wala eh. Doon mo siya mapapatunayan as bilang captain. And ayun nga. So, kung magpaparenew, ewan ko, bahala na siya. Basta ako, kung anong meron sa kanya, kung tatanggapin niya ba hindi. Mahalaga, manalo ang Real Madrid. Yun lang, simple as that. Yun lang.
Okay.
True.
Well, actually, kasi if you want to this straightforward, first never paros tayong team kaya kailangan na talaga natin manalo talaga. So, ayun. Kung sabi niyo kay Sergio Ramos, kung pagpatuloy niyo yun, total, captain siya. Minsan, 60 to 70 to 80% siya, nagdadala din siya sa laro. Malaki dun, no, sa ngayon. Ayun.
Yeah. Malaking influence niya sa game, huh? Again.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna bring up something. So couple almost 2.5 years ago, nobody thought CR7 was going to leave us, and he did. So Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid, is that a very high possibility? Again, can you
Madalas kasi si CR7 talaga yung nagdadala eh. Lalo na sa UCL eh.
uh-huh.
Kaya, mahirap to Mahalaga kasi kung baliwalang strikers, kung magaling naman, magaling talaga mga midfield o kaya mga center back o left back. Sana maganda sa maglalaro niya talaga yan. Kung ewan ko lang sa ngayon, hindi kasi ako nag-judge. So, bale lang sa performance niya, kung depende siya sa mood, kung nakaka-apekto ba sa performance niya, ganito, o dahil siya tumatanda siya, hindi ko alam. So, ayun, basta mahalaga, bounce back, manalo, prepare niyo na lang, make some creative and critical thinkings, then, shoot, goal, win it.
Yeah. Thank you. Pat, Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid.
Siguro,
Can that happen?
kung sa percentage ko na siguro 10 or 20% chance, parang malabo yung captain yan eh. Di pa nga nagsasalita si Sergio Ramos, baka pinapainit lang yan ng Spanish media kasi wala pang ang balita masyado. So nalalabuan ako na aalis si Sergio Ramos, to be honest. So yun.
Yun din ang sinabi natin kay CR7 eh. But he did end up leaving. Omar, is Sergio, what are the chances of Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid?
As of now, I don't really know, because
It can happen, huh? It can
yeah,
happen.
it can happen. Of course, it can happen. It can happen to Messi. Of course,
Anything.
Messi is the team captain of Barca. It can happen to him. So, ano naman kasi Sergio Ramos, both parehas veterano sa club. And, I don't know, hindi ko rin masabi. But he should be prepared for the worst. That's all I can say. Anything can happen as of now.
Yeah. Let me ask Owen. Owen, what are the chances of Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid?
Naku, hindi ko alam yan. Hindi ko alam nga eh. Ako, pag nawala to, medyo bababa ang moral natin eh. Ako, basta wag. Pero if in case umalis, wala tayong talaga magagawa. It's his decision, so we have to respect it na lang. Yun.
Thanks, Owen. Yeah, Alvin, I'm a CR7 fanboy, and he had a contract extension up to 20 at the end up to 2021, and it's 2021, so he was supposed to be playing for us for another 3 years, but like these players, they could be demanding.
Yeah.
They want money. They want money that they think they deserve, and everything. We never thought that CR7 was gonna leave. We thought he was gonna retire in Real Madrid and finish his contract, but he did not, and that shocked like almost everybody, not just Madridistas, but all the fans in the world. So Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid. Can you give us your percentage of him leaving at the end of the season if the if they don't give him the money that he thinks he deserves?
Yeah. I think with well, first off, I'll just give a thought on CR7 leaving when he left Real Madrid. The first time I heard the Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Real Madrid before was like mind blowing for me because he's the top scorer of the club. He just signed out contract until 2021. Then all of a sudden after that, I think that Champions League final game in Kiev, I never thought he would leave the club. Like honestly, I don't really think he will leave the club. You know, he just got a silverware, but some people will say, yeah, maybe this is unplanned because maybe they have disagreements with Florentino Perez that time. I don't know, but there are a lot of stories out there that one of the reasons why Cristiano Ronaldo left was, with some disagreements with Florentino Perez. So we don't know. Maybe with Sergio Ramos right now, I'll give it a 50-50. Anything can change really. If I don't know if Spanish media is just hyping this up. I don't know. We don't know. But the most important thing right now is we need to keep Sergio Ramos. Honestly, this is a difficult task given that Sergio Ramos has already given a lot to this club. I understand that he wants maybe more than what the club can give him. But as we always say, no player is bigger than the club. If we have principles, we have values, we have our set of traditions that we are still following, up to now. Even way back then, where we are binded with this Madridismo, so I think, if Sergio Ramos opts to leave, well, it's his decision. I understand. I will understand later, but right now, leaving Real Madrid, you know, for me as a Madridista with Sergio Ramos, it's just unimaginable for me at the moment. I'm not ready yet for that, but if he will leave eventually, then let's just understand him. Probably he needs some breathing space, probably. That given that the demands of the club is so high, it can take on players like physically, mentally, emotionally, all of that. Yeah, if he will leave, then even though it's painful, we need to understand. We should understand him. We should be ready for that. Right now, I'm preparing myself for that. I'm preparing myself for that. Like what Cristiano did to our club. I'm preparing for that now. But right now, we need to prioritize our players. That's all.
That's
I'd
pretty.
like to add something.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Uh, there will be an election this year,
Okay.
presidential election. It's gonna be Perez against Vincent Boluda. So, we all know yun nga, na-mention na si Cristiano.
Mm.
Perez, syempre ang lalabas doon, Perez, let Cristiano live.
Yeah.
And if Perez will let Ramos leave, that will affect maybe sa mga voters. So I
Mm.
think the club will compromise this time to secure his presidency, but ayun nga, sabi ko nga, anything can happen as of now. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Let,
Yeah.
well, let, let
Yeah.
yeah, let me tell you, man. If if Florentino Perez let Sergio Ramos down, Sergio Ramos though, he's done. He's
Yeah.
done.
That's then yun yung sinasabi ko. If
Mm.
Perez let Ramos leave, that might impact the result of the election.
So
So yeah.
so 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 right now the current state of the team, it depends on the politics too, huh? And
Yeah.
that's it's pretty tough. I mean, as much as we don't want politics, involved in our club, but I mean, it's pretty hard, huh? It's pretty hard, especially for those who wants to be in power in Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking for. Oh, Kid is not on. I see we have a new member on. Hey. Uh, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
IE. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Hello.
Ay, po.
So
Ay, po,
so
sir.
yeah, we're we're
Ay,
we're, talk, we're talking about the Sergio Ramos contract renewals, and I think we're at the part where we're discussing if the possibility of Sergio Ramos. What is the possibility of Sergio Ramos leaving Real Madrid? So, and we brought up Cristiano Ronaldo. Nobody thought Cristiano Ronaldo was going to leave Real Madrid, but he did end up leaving. So, should,
mm,
is Real Madrid? Are we gonna make the same mistake of selling Sergio Ramos?
mm,
Or sorry,
hirap
Omar.
na.
Omar, can you help me out on this?
Huh?
If there's no contract, if the contract, if they don't agree on a specific contract, that means Sergio Ramos could leave free at the end of the
Yeah,
season. Is
yeah,
that correct?
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's dangerous then. That's
But
dangerous.
but ayun, sabi the most likely team na pupuntahan niya is PSG. Well, sabi ng PSG, they won't make negotiation unless wala na talagang pag-asang
That's
magre-renew si
that's hard.
Ramos. But
That's hard. Yeah, that's hard.
yeah, but since 2021 na is free to negotiate to any club. So
Mm-hmm. But yeah, going back to you, yeah. What are your
Ayun
thoughts
po.
on Sergio Ramos? and his contract extensions.
Palagay ko po, kinakabahan po ako. Tingnan.
Okay lang yan. Tagalog. Pwede naman Tagalog.
Yeah, Tagalog lang.
Po.
Kinakabahan din ako ng una kong ano dito.
Relax lang, bro.
Kung po, palagay ko po, matagal na rin naman po siya, di ba po, nasa club. Pero sa akin po, parang
Stay or alis?
Stay na rin po kasi alis po kasi parang marami naman po mga batang player po ang Madrid. Pwede mag-focus gano'n po.
Yeah, Sergio Ramos is turning 35 this year. Yung 35 na age is nga medyo matanda na siya sa history. I mean like sa history ng football, when you say 35 years old na football player, medyo matanda na siya. Pero like right now, like yung mga ang dami nagpe-perform even they're 35 and over, like si Modric, si Cristiano, si Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And di ba parang it's parang may dilemma ang Real Madrid ngayon. Di ba? Okay, yeah. Hey, I see. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Mikey, Mikey, you there, Mikey?
It's IE.
I thought you're never gonna fucking ask me, man.
Dude, you need to on your camera, Mikey. We thought that you're busy or something. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Sergio Ramos?
You're never gonna ask me.
What are your thoughts, buddy?
Well, you guys, I've heard a lot. I've heard a lot of things here said. So where do you want me to start?
You can start from the very start.
Sergio Ramos. First of all, I think he's gonna stay. You mentioned the 1 year, 2 year deal. Another thing, the 10% salary deduction. That's every player. That's not just Sergio Ramos. That's every player in Real Madrid's lineup who's gonna be getting the cutoff. The salary wise, he wants more than 1 year. I'm not sure if Real Madrid's offering him 1 year and then renew on the next. So we're not sure exactly what the terms are. I'm not sure if he wants a big raise or he wants to keep the same salary. And then if he's going to get a raise, he's not going to get that much. Like you said, he's 35, but a lot of you mentioned, I think you mentioned as well, Alan, that you were mentioning a lot about his age, of him being old, but nowadays, especially Sergio Ramos and your idol Cristiano Ronaldo, they're more or less the same age, and they're very well prepared, physically fit. They train like beasts. You see them on Instagram every day. So these guys are very well physically fit. So their age, I think Sergio Ramos has been performing better now than when he was in his 20s. So I don't think age is a problem with Sergio Ramos. And then I would renew him. There's also rumors of him going to PSG, or other teams, but teams aren't going to really give him a big increase in his salary. If it's just going to be 2 to 3 million more, I don't think he's going to leave. I don't think he's going to make that switch to Real Madrid to another team. And then someone was mentioning that Real Madrid drains you mentally, mentally and emotionally and stuff like that. But I don't think that's affecting Sergio Ramos. Sergio Ramos is a fighter. He wants to win. He wants to still compete at the top level. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for Sergio Ramos as well. Some of you brought up some names. Pau, a player from Villarreal. David Alaba was mentioned as well. And I would keep Sergio Ramos, and you have to sign another center back. You need an extra center back, and I think Alaba will be a good signing. He's coming for free. Yeah, he's wanting maybe 12 million a year, but what do you expect? He's coming from Bayern Munich. He's won all the trophies as well. You're not gonna find if you're gonna find if you don't want to spend as much money. Who are you gonna sign? Who are the center backs out there who can play at that level to play for Real Madrid? You know, I don't think there are many. I mean, we've talked about this before. There's not a many center backs out there who can play at that level. You know, and playing, you might be playing well for a certain team. You got players in Liverpool and I don't know what are the other Bayern Munich, but when you go to Real Madrid, it's a different story. There's a lot of pressure, um, so so it's very difficult to play for Real Madrid as well. So I don't think there are a lot of candidates out there who can come in and perform immediately at Real Madrid. It's going to be very difficult, and especially if Sergio Ramos eventually decides to leave. That role he plays on and off the field, that leadership Sergio Ramos brings. I don't think there's no one out there who can bring that into Real Madrid, what Sergio Ramos brings. And then also we've some people mentioned about signing new players, Mbappe, Haaland, and some of you were saying that no, we should focus on the current lineup. I don't think so. I don't think so. Um, Real Madrid has to have the best players in the world. If you want to start winning Champions Leagues again, just like we were. We lost Cristiano Ronaldo. No one came in. Yeah, we signed Hazard, but we could already see how he's performing, and it's not enough. It's not enough. Benzema's in his mid 30s, Modric's as well. So you gotta bring in. You have to start bringing in these top players, and Mbappe, Haaland definitely are. Maybe not both, but maybe one. So if you ask me, we have to start signing top players. You have to. Regarding the pandemic, yes, I think they should maybe not ask for that much money, but there's a lot of ways to do this. Maybe this year, the pandemic, yes, maybe don't don't ask as much as money, but maybe in the next 2 3 years you can increase a 10% in your salary in the next couple of years and make that money back. You're going to be losing this year or the next or this coming season. So there's a lot of ways to work on that. Real Madrid's having the new stadium. Once that's open and things get back to normal, that's going to be creating a lot of money in that new stadium. And in that new stadium, I'm sure Florentino Perez doesn't want to show up with Militaos and Lucas Vasquez, right? You're going to want these top signing new players when you inaugurate that new stadium. So, yeah, those are my 2 cents, my thoughts on the whole Sergio Ramos issue.
Yeah, if you actually read Real Madrid's mission and vision, it is clearly indicated there that all the top players should be in Real Madrid, and right now, we at one time we did have all the best players in in uh in the positions that we had, but right now there are just so much better players out there that's not in our club right now, huh, Mikey?
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and you got to bring them in. I mean, if you want to just continue being, winning La Liga once every 2 3 years, making it to the quarterfinals, semifinals of the Champions League, then fine, keep this lineup. That's all you're gonna get. But if you want to make it, start winning again, win 4 Champions Leagues in 5 years, and start winning La Ligas just like we used to back in the day, then you need these Mbappes and you need the Haalands and you need someone else in the back with Sergio Ramos. Somebody mentioned David Alaba being a left back. No, David Alaba's not a left back. David Alaba's a left back, a right back, a center back, and even he can even play defensive midfield. He's played in all those positions in Bayern Munich. So David Alaba is definitely a good signing, and he's coming. Like I said, he's coming for free. But yeah, he's gonna ask for a big salary. What do you expect for someone who's played in Bayern Munich and who's won Champions League, won Bundesliga? You know,
He's won two
if you
trebles
wanna
with Bayern
if you
Munich.
wanna exactly if you wanna pay someone 5 million a year, then sign I don't know who, someone who plays in Getafe or in Granada, right? But what's he gonna deliver to the team? Nothing. You signed Militao. What's Militao doing? You paid 50 million for Militao. What's that? Is that a good investment? No. You paid 60 million for Jovic. Is that a good investment? No. Right? Signed David Alaba. He's proven. He's played at the highest level. Pay him what he needs to get paid, and that's when you make up the money that you signed for. But signing players like Jovic, Militao, and I don't know who, you're losing money. That's not a good strategy. That's not good marketing as well. So Real Madrid, you need to sign the good players, and nowadays, you want the good players, you need to pay for it. That's how it is. That's how it is.
Yeah, especially the market right now. It's
Yeah.
it's
I mean, the
weird.
other problem with Alaba is his manager. He's also going to ask for money. Just like Haaland's manager as well, and Mbappe. You gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that. You pay for goals. And football is about scoring goals, and Mbappe and Haaland are gonna score goals. So
True. Yeah,
those are my
perfect.
thoughts.
Yeah, perfect, Mikey. Anybody wants to add to whatever Mikey said,
Or disagree.
or disagree?
Exactly.
No,
I think
no.
it's I think he said it well, right? But we'll see. We'll see what happens, especially when the presidential election of the board will come up. We don't know. Maybe maybe Florentino Perez has other plans. We don't really know. But with the current situation of the club right now, I think it really hangs in the balance. So I hope it will be sorted out really soon. And Mikey mentioned that we really need to sign those players like Haaland, Mbappe, and Alaba. So yeah,
You're not
we're
gonna sign
building up a
all.
team.
You're not gonna sign
Yeah.
all. You're not.
Yeah. Yeah, we really need to build our team again.
Of
That's the
course,
main objective here. Yeah.
of course.
Mm,
You lost Cristiano. We lost Cristiano Ronaldo, and he wasn't replaced. And look what's been happening. You know,
yeah.
look what
Mm,
happened. I mean, we're not gonna sign Mbappe, Haaland, and this and that. Definitely not. But at least one up front, either Haaland or Mbappe, I'm fine. And then somebody in the
mm,
midfield,
yeah, me
maybe
too.
a center back. That's fine. We can't sign in this situation right now. Economics. You cannot sign all of them. Like what
Yes,
Florentino
yes.
did back in the day when he signed Kaká, Cristiano, Benzema. He signed all of them. But nowadays, with just Haaland or Mbappe, that should be good. you
Mm,
know.
yeah,
But
definitely,
then you're gonna be
definitely.
losing Cross. You're gonna be losing Modric soon. You're gonna be losing, Sergio Ramos. Even if he stays, he's 35. You need a replacement to bring him in already to start maybe playing with Sergio Ramos for 1 or 2 years while Sergio Ramos is still there to get that experience, to get, to know the club. It's like Varane. When Varane plays like beside Sergio Ramos, he's a different player when Sergio Ramos isn't there, diba? Pagkatabi
Yes,
niya si
yes.
Pagkatabi niya si Militao, he looks like shit playing, right?
Yes,
So,
dude.
you need
Yes.
Sergio Ramos. You still need Sergio Ramos there.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
All right, yeah. And anybody want to add to Sergio Ramos before we move on to the next topic?
yeah, let's move on.
Okay. So yeah, just let me kind of sum of what we discussed. But yeah, Sergio Ramos is irreplaceable, no matter what anybody says.
I mean,
Sergio,
we already saw it. We already saw it. Remember this season, just a few months ago. How long was he gone? He was gone for 3-4 weeks.
he was gone for like a
How long?
month, and we
How
suffered.
long? How many games did we win and lose and draw?
We won a few.
Huh?
We won.
Shakhtar Donetsk made us look like crap playing against them, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
True.
Oh my God.
Against
How many games? How
Shakhtar's.
many games did we win without Sergio Ramos for a month?
But yeah, yeah.
Remember, before the season started, Alan, we were asking, the question was, who do you think is going to be this year's
Key
who do you think is
player.
your player of key player? I
Uh-huh.
told you, Sergio
Mm.
Ramos.
Yes, yes. That
Look,
was
Yes.
that was
we lost him for a month. We lost him for a month. We got fucked, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, let's move on to the next topic.
He
But yeah,
didn't play in. He didn't remember. He didn't play in City against Manchester City in the quarterfinals of the Champions League or semis. What? We got screwed as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Anyway, go continue.
Go ahead, go
Sorry.
ahead. Yeah, so no matter what anybody says, Sergio Ramos,
No, no,
em-
that's it.
Sergio Ramos embodies the definition of Madridismo. And when it comes to Sergio's
Mhm.
leadership and drive, this can never be replaced. And no other player can offer what Sergio Ramos can offer to Real Madrid. So if he does not renew and leaves at the end of the season, he will be forever a legend of the club. And any team will welcome him, and he will fit in any team and can take them to instant glory. But if he does stay and renews and
No, but that's
stays,
another story as well,
yeah,
Alan. Alan, that's another story as well. I mean, don't think that Sergio Ramos will walk into a PSG or any other team and assume that he's going to perform like he's been performing for 14 years at Real Madrid. He's going to have to adjust to that team as well. I mean,
mm-hmm,
he's not a robot where he just walked into the PSG defense and you expect him to play like he's been playing for Real Madrid, scoring goals in the 93rd minute and all these
uh-huh,
things he's been
uh-huh,
doing. No, no, no. You know, we don't know how he's going to perform. Maybe his performance drops too. We don't know. Nobody knows that, but don't expect
Mhm.
that either.
yeah, yeah, true. So yeah, if he does renews and stays, we could all sleep well, knowing he will still be wearing the royal white shirt of Real Madrid for at least another season. So yeah, maybe we could, as the news develop, we can keep talking about it over here. But yeah, so that concludes our first topic, and moving on to our second topic, let's talk about the events that led up to the match against Osasuna and the results of the match. So right now, half of Spain is covered with snow, and it has been snowing for what 1 week nonstop. So La Liga was forcing Real Madrid to fly a day early, even with the dangerous conditions. And when Real Madrid tried to uh, to call them, La Liga was not answering. So the team
Oh
was
no.
stuck in the plane for 4 hours and was still able to take off despite the horrible flying conditions. And we
Oh
still went
man.
on to play a match the following day, even with the field conditions that we had. Uh, I'm gonna ask Mikey first the weather situation right now in Spain. So what's the deal right now, Mikey, in Spain about this snowstorm?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you.
No,
What, Alan?
we're asking you the current condition right now of the snowstorm in Spain.
Well, today's much better. It was like a few days ago. Well, actually, where I'm living here now, I've moved to another island, Mallorca. From Ibiza, I moved here to Mallorca just the beginning of December. The weather for the last week or two was just really, really cold, and even here in the island, the mountain area, there was some snow and some roads had to be shut down because of the snow situation. But it was really in Madrid. It was really in Madrid where it was just crazy. There's never been, it's in the history, it's never snowed as much as it did. Even more than up north in the north part of Spain, Madrid, the center was just, it was really, really where the all the snow just came down. And for the past maybe 3 days from yesterday, today, the weather it's much better. So yeah, I mean, everything was just shut down in Madrid. Like you said, the airports, flights, buses, trains. The only thing working public was the metro, the underground train. And yeah, meters of snow. Um, like the Atletico Madrid Athletic Bilbao game had to be cancelled as well because the plane from Bilbao couldn't land in Madrid. And yeah, like I said, it's in the history there hasn't been that much snow in Madrid.
Mhm. Yeah, and last night, we were on. We had a video call with a few members. Omar was there, Patrick was there, and Patrick, you did mention about La Liga's treatment to our club. What can you say, Pat, about the team La Liga still the league is still forcing us to play the match and to fly in these horrible conditions.
Yeah, nagulat ako kasi I checked sa internet, walang flight na to and from Madrid, walang flight. So sabi ko, nagulat ako, nakaalis yung yung team. Tapos dun sa radar, kasi it's a flight radar, there are 36,000 people na chine-check lagi yung flight kung nakaland yung team. So sabi ko, dapat cancel din kasi hindi safety din ng players sobrang delikadong, sobrang lakas ng wind para lumipad. And tapos yung games against Atletico na-cancel. So yung na-cancel, pero yung sa atin hindi. I think it was an unfair decision by La Liga. So I think dapat cancel siya. I think, and yung mga players natin parang wala rin sa mood kasi si Zidane din sinabi niya na dapat hindi nga muna paglaro kahit sila Courtois, even the other players na nagsabi din na hindi dapat ganun. So ayun.
Yeah, Pat. Omar, what do you think of La Liga's treatment to us? It was really unfair, huh?
Yeah, na isang araw pa, nagrarant din sa Barca fan ka na friend. So yeah, I was just repeatedly telling him na the Liga is not siding with us. Absolutely, with this situation, they're not siding with us. So yeah, I searched then earlier that the match again between Athletic and Atletico was supposed to happen in Bilbao, and Pamplona and Bilbao is just 1 hour drive away, 1 hour and a half drive away.
No. Atletico Madrid Bilbao is going to be played in Madrid, not in Bilbao.
Okay. So, ayun. And both parehas silang malalayong snow. So, I think yun nga, that was unfair from La Liga. Ina-expect ka din na hindi makaalis yung team sa Madrid, ika-cancel. But then, walang nangyaring cancel, walang nangyaring postponement. So, yeah, that's all.
Patrick, you were saying something?
Nasa Pamplona pa rin sila hanggang ngayon, yung team.
Wow.
Yeah, they might be flying straight to Malaga.
Yeah.
For the Super Copa.
Iwan si Jovic.
Yeah. But yeah, let me call in Alvin.
Yeah.
What do you think about, all this fiasco, Real Madrid staying the plane for 4 hours,
Oh my God.
landing, and then when you if you watch the match, the field was just covered with snow.
Yeah, it is. So I think our team really was treated unfairly in this. Other matches got canceled, but our match with the Osasuna pushed through. So I don't really understand why La Liga allowed that game to happen anyway. Flights are getting canceled everywhere. The snow is really raining down, like, I just don't understand. I just Yeah, I've watched, snow covered matches before, but I don't think that it's safe for the players, especially when, it's freezing cold out there. Then, it really affects the performance of the players. But luckily we got the draw. It could have been worse if we lost in that game. So I think they should have canceled the game. But yeah, anyway, we got the draw. So I think it's a fair result, given the situation, but it could have been worse. So and
Okay.
they're still stuck in Pamplona right now. Why?
Allen.
Yeah.
Allen.
Yes.
Here. There's a lot of news going around about the game. Madrid was supposed to leave, I think, the same day. They usually leave
You
the same day, but
play.
they weren't allowed. La Liga told them to go a day before. Okay, so Real Madrid say yes. I think they were advised to leave earlier than the flight they took, but Madrid didn't want. Okay, so that's also, Madrid could have gone earlier, but they denied. They didn't want to go earlier. So
Mm.
there's this the president of La Liga, Tebas, he doesn't get along with Florentino Perez. Okay, so they have their issues between them. So Madrid didn't want to go earlier. I guess by the time they flew, yes, I agree that maybe they shouldn't have flight. They shouldn't have been allowed to fly. But aside from that, once they flew, they got to Pamplona. Things were fine. The news was when they landed, no snow. The bus ride to the hotel was perfect, no problems. The field, I've seen worse fields than that. Been, you know, games played on worse fields than that. It wasn't that bad, the field, actually.
Mm.
We've seen
Mm.
worse fields than that. When you have to use the
Mhm.
orange ball, the colored ball, you have to paint the lines red because there's too much white snow. You cannot differentiate the lines from the snow. So the field wasn't
Mm.
that bad. Come on.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, I don't think that's once you were there. I mean, I think like when Zidane came out on the press con, giving all these excuses, I didn't really like those excuses. What we gotta look at is Madrid's played 18 games. You know how many goals? You know how many goals they've scored in 18 games?
How many?
30. That's
Mm.
less than 1.5 goals per game. So I think that's a bigger issue than blaming the
Wow.
field. You know, they played like shit last night on that field. What about the game they played against Cadiz? Was the field like that? What about the game against they played against Elche? Was the field also to blame? What about the games they played against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Stefano? Was the field also to blame? Was it ice cold? No, right?
No. Yeah.
No, right? The game
No,
against
no.
Cadiz, there was no ice on the field. The game against Elche, there was no ice on the field.
Mm.
So let's quit this BS of blaming the field and blaming all these things when the team isn't performing so well. You score less than 1.5 goals per game. So there's a bigger issue there. There's a bigger problem than the field yesterday being ice cold.
I think that was the
Mm.
So,
first time where which Zidane made a comment about the
Ah,
playing conditions.
mm.
I don't know.
yeah, Zidane,
I think it was just
Zidane,
like
if you
first
look at
time.
him, I mean, there's been an evolution in Zidane in the last year until now. His press cons he's been getting more frustrated in each press con. I don't know if any of you have the chance to see his press con
No,
and
no.
his answers. Even his answers before Zidane was all smiles, but nowadays he's very tense when he answers. He's not as smiling anymore. He gets frustrated. He gets pissed off with any little question when they keep asking
Yeah.
him. When they ask him 10 questions about Jovic, when they ask him 10 questions about why Aureliano wasn't playing, when they kept asking him why this, why that, he's starting to get frustrated already. But forget that. It's really what's being produced on the field. Like I said, 30 goals in 18 matches. That's not good.
It's not Real
There's
Madrid.
obviously there's obviously a goal problem, but not just a goal problem. Because for you to score goals, you gotta build up the play to get to that goal before everything happens. So there's a football issue happening, you know, and this whole ice field last night. I think that's the easiest excuse to give after last night's game. Because like I said, Cadiz, Elche, Shakhtar, etc. All these other games, there was no ice on the field. There were no 4 hours wait on the plane, and they didn't deliver as well. So I think that's a lame excuse
Hmm.
about last
Hmm.
night's match. Those are my thoughts, and so I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
that's a good excuse about the ice on the field. And if you've been watching football, they've been played in much worse conditions. Even back in the 80s and even back in the day, football was played in worse conditions than nowadays. All these great fields now, the grass is perfect, and so no,
And the
I don't think
fields
that's
have
I'm
they
sorry,
have
I don't think.
evolved. Yeah, the fields have
Yes,
evolved.
exactly. I don't.
Technology and everything.
That's not an excuse about the ice last night. So
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
So Pat, we drew against 19th place Osasuna. 19th place Osasuna. So we lost. We drew against them 19th place, and we drew against Elche, who were 18th.
We
So
lost against Cadiz.
we was in Cadiz and all these other teams. So what are your thoughts about the performance of our team? I mean, we watched it yesterday together. What can you say, Pat?
Yeah, Osasuna really parked the bus last night. Sayang yung 2 goals ni Benzema offside pa. And I think for me, Zidane should give more time to play for Mariano kasi he's very aggressive sa field. So yun lang, wish ko lang mapaglaro pa si Mariano. And buti lang
There was one time, Pat, like the first minute when Mariano was on, he already had a shot. Like it wasn't on target, but he did have a shot already the first minute he stepped on.
Yun lang.
Yeah. So yeah, during our so-called viewing party, during the match, Omar was there also, who watched the match with us. So Omar, what do you think about the team's performance?
Uh, if you watch, nakita nga natin, the play was like going to the left and the right and no one wants to shoot at all. It's just switching from left to right. It will switch from Vasquez to Mendy. Then it will go back to Cruz to Modric, then to Vasquez again. Then it will go back to Mendy again, then cross inshallah. That's what's happening all day long earlier. Uh um for me, I think Odegaard should have played. Modric gets the rest, but I mean, we all know that Odegaard is talented. Uh yun nga yung sinasabi niya dati na he can like kaya niyang pumasa ng mga hindi natin nakikita, siya lang nakakita ang passing lane. I think yeah, Modric should have rest earlier. Tas sayang din kasi yung may nakita din akong post kanina. Si Isco yung pinaglaro kanina, si Isco yung may gusto nang umalis ng club. Hindi ba dapat siya yung mas sineset aside? Like we have Odegaard na kakakuha lang natin, gusto niya maglaro talaga sa club. I think dapat daw si Odegaard yung pinaglaro instead of Isco, which is I think tama naman. Kasi there's I'll just compare this to, we all know Pedri, right? The Barca, the Castilla reject na playing for Barca right now. And he's talented as well, even if he's a Castilla reject. But he's starting for Barca, and nakikita ko yung kung paano siya nag-i-improve, pinapakita niya yung talent niya. And I think yun yung kulang kay Odegaard. Hindi siya pinaglalaro. And nakita ko ata in the last 5 matches, 7 minutes lang yung playing time niya. So something is really off with that decision from Zidane. But yeah, sana mag-improve.
Don't forget, guys. Remember, Alan? We were talking about this in the beginning of the season about Odegaard. Hello?
Yeah.
We were talking about this issue. Remember about Odegaard before the league started? And Zidane actually gave him playing time. Remember the first 2, 3, 4 matches he was starting.
Yeah, against.
He did start Odegaard.
Yeah,
he didn't really. I mean, we didn't really see much from him. I don't know what you think, but that's what I thought. He did play. He played 2, 3, 4 matches in the starting 11. First game of the season, Odegaard was in the starting 11. Right? I mean, he played. He had a few games that was okay, nothing spectacular, nothing great. And then I think he got injured. And then the few games he's been back, I mean, we really haven't seen really much for him to say, okay, Odegaard has to start. You know, unlike Omar just said, Pedri's been killing it in Barcelona. The kid is amazing. I already told my friends back before the league started, he was playing for Las Palmas last year. And the rumors and Barca already signed him. I told my friends, Barcelona fans, I'm like, you guys watch out for Pedri next year. You could already see him playing for Las Palmas. It's just fantastic. And like you said, like Omar said, Real Madrid, he's rejected at Real Madrid by Butragueño. Why? Because he was small, because he was lanky, this and that. Just like David Silva was rejected, just like a few more were rejected because they were small and, you know.
Well, yeah, yeah, that's true.
But
But
yeah,
it
I
was,
mean,
yeah,
but Odegaard hasn't bursted yet, or hasn't really shown us anything that you'd say like, okay, this guy definitely has to be in the lineup. You know, he hasn't. He hasn't. So it's difficult. It's difficult for Zidane.
yeah,
And like Omar was saying, Isco came on. You also have Valverde there. You have so I guess Zidane's just trying out things and see who's gonna finally have that boom and give that
Yeah.
great game. And we're all hoping for it to be any one of them in the midfield, but none of them yet. It's still Modric, Cross when they're playing. It's still them. It's still them leading controlling the show. It's still them.
yeah, and I'm pretty
Now,
sure like whatever when they have training or practices, you know, whoever is whoever's in our starting 11 is a result of whoever is performing as well during those practices. So yeah, I mean they do really need to step it up. I mean, Cruz has been performing, Modric has been performing along with Casemiro. I mean Odegaard. Yeah, yeah, Omar. I agree with Mikey. We did give him time. He did
yeah,
start, but yeah, maybe he could find that extra
boost.
burst of energy, and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
he could still perform. I mean, it's his first year, but you'll never know. I mean, our we're towards the end of the season, and we do have a busy schedule in January. If we do win, if we do qualify for the next round of the Copa del Rey and for the Super Cup, and I'm
Super
pretty
Cup.
sure Odegaard, and I think that would be his time to finally showcase his talent and what he can offer to the
It's
club.
it's like it's like we said at the beginning. I mean, yeah, he had spectacular games with Real Sociedad, but
Yeah,
it's not the same when you play for Real Madrid. Like I said, the pressure, it's a different story. And every game you have to perform. If you drop a bit, you got two or three more players, teammates in the bench, dying to come in and prove that they're better than you. And you know, so yeah, like you said, I mean, I'm hoping he does. I'm hoping he does
yeah,
finally show up and produce and show that he can be a starter. Because I like what I saw at Real Sociedad. I really did.
Yeah.
So let's hope, like you said, let's hope. Keep our fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
think
Alvin, were
there's
you able to watch the match yesterday, or did you see the highlights? What are your thoughts?
Oh well, I just watched the highlights actually, but yeah, like what I've said, the field was well actually if you look on the highlights, I just watched the highlights and I tried to watch the full match. I agree with the Mikey that the team wasn't performing really well. Back in last season, I think we faced Osasuna and we have won like the scoreline. We scored 4 goals against them. I think last time we met Osasuna, and
Mm-hmm.
compared to the last game, it was very different. Like the players never really performed well, and most of the some of the moments in the match where the Osasuna players getting the best out of Courtois with some amazing saves actually, and we're getting a lot of loose balls that time, and well, the most notable performance there was with Modric and Benzema. I think they're trying to link up together, but to not they're not producing any goal. And first half performance, I think for me was a little bit dicey for our players. They especially Benzema. Benzema used to play really aggressively sometimes. If he doesn't feel the game, if he don't feel like he doesn't like the game, he's underperforming. But nevertheless, it was a really dicey performance for our club. And looking at our statistics on that match, we got let's see the statistics on the match. We got all the possession at 70%, and we got three offsides and four corners, and we got nine total shots against Osasuna with eight, with only one shot on target.
One Asensio shot. That's it.
Yeah, it was only one shot
That's what
out of
matters.
nine on target. So
All
what's
the
happening?
all those
Yeah.
all those other statistics you just read doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Shots on
Goals. We
target,
need
one.
goals. We need
Asensio.
goals.
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
only
That's
stat
it.
we that
Uh,
And then you
matters.
just and then that whole possession 70%. That's BS.
Uh-huh.
Possession is
uh,
BS in football. Where was the
yeah.
possession? In your own half? In the half line? Where? In useless areas.
Mm.
Uh,
You
Yeah.
know,
So
It's not.
possession in football is a joke. It's a
yeah.
joke.
So
You know,
we've got a lot of
it's
possession
what
and we
matters
scored no goals. Yeah. It
exactly.
was
What
it's really a
matters is
joke.
what you do. Is what you do with the possession. If you're just gonna keep the possession and passing the ball left to right, 10
yeah,
passes left to right, doesn't mean
Mm.
anything.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
You
what
gotta
we
move
do.
Yeah.
forward with that possession.
Mm.
You
So
know,
yeah,
and
it's quite disappointing with these statistics. Actually, I highlighted the possession 70% and we
uh,
scored no goals with only one shot on target. So it
that's
produced
why.
nothing.
And that's why. And sometimes in the football games, don't worry about the statistics. It doesn't matter. What matters is who
Mm.
scored the goals in the game. You can have
Yeah.
1% possession, one shot on target, and you score. The other team had 99% possession with zero shots, or with 10 shots on target, or 50 shots on target, but zero goals. But the team who
Yeah,
had 1%
exactly.
and one shot is the one that wins, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what
So that's
happened.
why.
That's what's
So
happening with the sometimes with our game
possessions,
against Barcelona. Yeah, that's it.
possession's a big joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, Omar, I remember you telling us that we only had one shot on
yeah,
target.
yeah.
Oh my God. So I mean, yeah,
The first half, we had 31 loose ball, 31 loose ball in the first half alone. So then I understand the Odegaard remarks. Yeah, of course. I mean, the last time he played well was against Inter Milan, if I'm not mistaken.
mm-hmm.
San Siro, yeah, I think we all remember that how explosive um Odegaard that match. Um, yeah, I think we should we need to improve basically, especially now that we will face Athletic with their new manager Marcelino. Uh, I don't know kung anong damage magagawa ng Athletic sa atin. They lost against Barca. So, we'll see
Mm,
in the next ano.
Correct. And yeah, it's tough. My personal thoughts was I think last match was the team collectively played horrible. I mean, like we could still have like a few players still performing and the difference makers, but I think just all over the pitch. I mean, I mean not Courtois, but our forwards. You saw a Modric misplacing passes. Same with Cruz, and our defenders were also misplacing their passes. So yeah, it was really I mean, I did see Marco Asensio being active along with Eden Hazard, but I mean it's still not enough when you have two of your players still giving a good performance and the rest are just like silent and not giving anything to
Mm,
the match.
yeah.
But yeah, anything to add to the Osasuna match before we close?
I think ano din, our tempo is not that fast. I mean, if you look how Hazard play,
Mm,
ang bilis maka-adapt
mhm.
ng Osasuna na I mean, I was mentioning many times earlier they had 6 players inside the box. So they know how to defend against they know that Real Madrid would go with a cross, a lot of cross. They will go cross and just head it away. They'll just kick it away. Simpleng clearance lang
It's
paulit-ulit. So,
very predictable, Omar.
yeah. And that's kind of disappointing from Zidane kasi I think I can remember was against Juventus in the Champions League final. Zidane knew that it's going to be an easy task for Juventus to clear those balls sa header. Kaya ang ginawa ni Zidane is the long shot. Casemiro took the shot. It's just penetrating the wing. And then we won. And yesterday, obviously, Zidane didn't change his tactics. He just crossing inshallah until the end. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
easiest, guys. Like I told you before, like Omar was saying, the easy clearances from the defenders, those long balls. Like I told you, I play center back, and for me, the easiest way to defend is when these long balls comes, clear it back out. Just clear them away. It's the easiest for the defenders. And you're going back to Osasuna Real Madrid. Osasuna Real Madrid have had the fiercest battles ever since. Back in the 80s, you know, those games against Osasuna Real Madrid were just crazy matches. Um, it's not just Osasuna, Bilbao, Real Sociedad, all those clubs from the Basque region. Osasuna's from Pamplona, but it's very near that area. All those teams from that area, there's just this huge hatred towards Real Madrid. So whenever they go and play in that Basque region or Pamplona, all that area, Logroñez before, they're just, I mean, the fans, especially back in the 80s and those days, with the really small stadiums and the fans were like right beside you right beside you, like you taking corner kicks. They can almost touch the player taking the corner kicks. In those games, the rivalries, it was just fierce against Real Madrid. So yeah, that's how. I mean, but what do you expect? I mean, Osasuna, you can say Osasuna parked the bus, but how do you expect them to play against Real Madrid? They're gonna park the bus and try to catch Real Madrid on a counter attack. Put 6, 7 players in the box defending. But but Real Madrid has to know this and has to, during the weekday, you know who you're playing against. You know you're playing against Osasuna, who's gonna park the bus. So what are you gonna do in the training ground? You know, practice what to do to open up the defense. Like Omar was saying, take long shots. That's a good idea. You take long shots from out the box, you're going to have the defenders come out, try to cover those long shots. So you create space behind them. Or go wide, make the field as wide as possible with wingers stuck to the line, the white line. So the defenders have to open up as well. So there's many ways to counter that. If you're going to be playing against a Villarreal, against who plays, you know, attacking football, there's a different way to play that. Maybe you can play more of those long balls because Villarreal likes defending high. The defense is almost in the half line, so you have a lot of space. You have like 40 meters between the defense and the goalie. There's a lot of space there behind, so you can play those through balls behind the defenders of Villarreal. But you have to practice this. You have to depends on the team you're playing, train a certain way, and you got to be ready for these things. And Real Madrid, you're going to be playing against teams who most of the time are going to park the bus against you, right? So
Yes.
you got to work on that. How to open up that bus and get in
Mm-hmm.
there,
Mm-hmm.
and ride the
True.
bus.
Yeah. Owen, anything to add for the Osasuna match?
Hello?
Yes, yes, Owen.
Sorry, hindi ako nakapanood eh.
Uh, pero
Ah,
yung results, disappointed ka ba? Or
Oo naman, siyempre gusto din natin maka-gain din ulit another 3 points. So, siyempre Yun nga, yun nga problema din natin yung performance nila hindi tayo gano'n ka-satisfied. Ayun. Sorry hindi ako nakapanood kahit na
It's fine.
yung highlights di ko pa napanood, eh. Na-late
It's
na ako
fine.
nagising. Okay, thank you.
All right. Any comments from you? Sa match natin against Osasuna?
Yung di ko rin po napanood, pero nakita ko po yung result kaninang umaga po. Parehong score po. Yung in-expect ko rin po sana, hindi po natuloy yung isang match po at Atletico dahil po may snow. Ang in-expect ko po, pag nanalo po tayo, may chance na po tayo mag-top sa liga. Pero nung nakita ko po
Correct.
na na walang score, yun po, na-disappoint po ako. Mabuti pa po sana hindi na lang po tinuloy yung game dahil po dun sa snowstorm pa.
Or at least dinalay nila for one day, it can be played on Saturday pero nilaro sana nila on Sunday. Diba? But yeah, like Mikey said, it's not really an excuse to yung field conditions, hindi naman talaga siya excuse. And and it's Osasuna, they're at 19th place, so it's not really an excuse to draw. I mean, we
And
lost.
Alan, another thing. Talking about the game, I think Real Madrid couldn't request for a change of time because of this whole TV thing. There's already games scheduled 4:00, 6:00. They couldn't change the time. But from what I know, I've heard, they could have changed the day. They could have played today at around 12 or 1:00 in the afternoon. But Real Madrid didn't ask for that either. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking about.
Yeah.
So
it's really
not just La
tough.
Liga's
Like, yeah.
fault, because Madrid. It's not just La Liga's fault. Because if Madrid requested to change the day to today, it could have been done.
But yeah, let's see. All of these, speculations. We don't really have concrete evidence. Maybe in the upcoming days, we'll see. We'll definitely see the reports and the requests if they were even truly made. But yeah, I mean, we just gotta wait for the news, and I'm still
Guys,
pretty
I'm gonna
sure.
go.
Yeah. Okay, Mikey. Thanks for joining.
My phone's like 2%.
All right, no
Okay,
problem.
I'll say bye before it dies. Bye, everybody. See you guys. Talk to you guys soon again.
Okay. Happy New Year, Mikey.
Happy New Year, everybody. Bye bye.
But yeah, where was I? Pero yeah, well, let's wait for the news. I'm pretty sure lahat ng social media outlets are gonna report the news about what truly happened, and anong statement ng La Liga and whatever Real Madrid thinks. So yeah, let's wait for the news. Anything to add to the match against Osasuna before we end? No. Okay. So yeah, just to close, the results were very disappointing, but we need to move on. Our internal rivals are just 3 points back, and Atleti has the lead, even though they have 3 games in hand. So January will be a busy schedule if you do beat Athletic Club and our match in the Copa del Rey. So that's it for Madrid Talk PH. We had interesting discussions, and I hope you guys were able to learn a thing or two. And especially whenever Mikey speaks, we always learn. Like,
let's take a picture. Alan,
yeah.
whenever you're
So yeah, thank you for participating, and hope to see you guys again in the next episode. In the words of Cristiano when he ended his Real Madrid Bernabeu presentation, uno, dos, tres. Ala Madrid. Thank you,
taking a
guys.
picture pala.
All right, picture.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Wait lang, mali. Isa pa. 1, 2. Okay na.